wanted to answer a question that a young lady sent in, and this is what it says. It says, "Hey Teresa, I have a question for you. I have had family members and friends who have given their life to the Lord, and I want to, but I don't have any evidence that He is real except a Bible and people who tell me He is. How do I want to want God?" That's a great question. I find that there's a lot of kids that claim to be Christians because their parents are, and they're afraid to question their faith, or at least verbally question their faith. They do it in the inside, but they have a real fear about saying to their mom or their dad or whoever's in their life that, I'm not really sold on this. And I think that's a really brave question to ask. So I'm going to do my best. Of course, God saves us from hell, okay? Some people don't believe that that is the case, and that's okay. Everybody's on their own path to kind of figuring that stuff out. But I don't want to make you afraid of hell so that you want God. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to share with you a couple things that have always really helped me. So the thing that draws me to God is His kindness and His forgiveness and His mercy and compassion and love and all those things. Because the last thing I need is another judge and jury in my life. Okay? Like, we have enough people that walk around trying to judge us, trying to point out the things that we are doing wrong in our life. And yes, they might be founded and that might be accurate. But oftentimes we are our own worst critic, and we really don't need another one. And I'm not talking about the people that truly love us and just want to speak into our life and help us. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are finger pointers. That is one of the most hurtful things, and it has really been one of those things that has drawn me to God. Because He's not this thing up there that is wanting to bring eternal damnation on you. He truly loves you. He's on your side. You'd said in your thing that you don't have any evidence that He's real. I would recommend a documentary called The Case for the Creator. It's by Lee Strobel. And, years ago, it was a leap of faith to believe in God. Now, it's a leap of faith not to, because science is proving over and over and over that God exists, because we couldn't exist the way that we do if God didn't exist. So let's say, for example, the earth and the angle that it's at was off just a little bit, we'd be dead. If we were a little bit closer to the sun, we'd be dead. If we were a little bit farther away from the sun, we'd be dead. Things like that where you just go, those things don't just happen. And the thing that always reminds me of that is I love plants. Love flowers, I love gardens, but I have a black thumb. I can't make them grow. What is wrong with me? If you give me a flower or a plant, it's probably going to be dead within a few days. Not kidding. So that always reminds me that this didn't just happen by chance. Now, if you're a mom, you see this beautiful baby. That doesn't just happen, right? Look around, the sun comes up every morning. We have birds, we have grass, we have all these things in nature, waterfalls. You just can't tell me that God doesn't exist. But I'm not here to tell you that you need to believe what I believe, okay? I'm just going to encourage you to look at some things to help you along your way, okay? So check out the documentary, The Case for the Creator. Now, the other thing is ask God to show you who He is in a way that you can understand. And I promise you, He will. You just have to pay attention. So, ask God, God, help me want to want you. Help me understand who you are in a way that I can understand. And see what happens. Okay? And let me know what happens. Love to you all. Take care.